So right now we're both rocking crochet braids. So it's a great protective style. The hair is pretty cheap, cost effective. You know, you can take it out, just snip it off. You know, you don't have to worry about your Brazilian having to wash it every 5 or so days. So yeah, so it's a great protective style, but
there have been a lot of misconceptions surrounding crochet braids, and we are going to address all of that in this video. First off, let's talk about shedding. Let's be real, this is $5 hair, $6 hair, $7 hair. Your hair is gonna shed. This is not, you're not investing like $100 on your bundles or $200 on your bundles that's gonna last you like 6 months. This is $5 synthetic hair, so it's not gonna act like virgin hair. You're not gonna be able to, you know, run your fingers through it and wash it.
So essentially you have plastic on your head. This is synthetic. This isn't real hair. This is crafted in a factory. Like, it's not gonna be the same. So one, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of tangling. Right now I just flat iron my hair, so I'm not really dealing with that much tangling, but give it like 3 days and my tangle again. You have to brush it every night. As I'm pulling, of course I'm getting shedding. It's not attached to your head. You're gonna get shedding. So first you need to get that out of your mind, that you're gonna be treating your hair the same as, let's say, if you got weave, or you're gonna treat it the same as if it was your real hair.
So crochet braids is not just a wake up in the morning and go hairstyle. It's not no wash and go, or, you know, it's just, you have to really, like, in the morning you might have to trim it every day. It's not something, it's not like weave, like you really, you're gonna get like scraggly ends since it's synthetic hair that you have to trim off in the morning. You're gonna have to like moisturize it, put some cream in it to tame down the frizz, and you're gonna have to do quite a bit of work, you know, every morning to get it to look the way you want it to look. It also depends on what kind of hair you get.
Now I will say, with like straight Kanekalon hair, it's way more easier to manage than curly Kanekalon hair.
Yes.
If your hair is tangled, you can just brush through it. If you brush through your curls, you might risk your curls dropping, or you might risk getting it frizzy. So that's why I prefer this kind of hair as to the curly hair, because it's a way more maintenance, and I'm not really the type of person that's into maintenance when it comes to hair, especially.
Hair.
So you guys see like these beauty gurus, and you see like, okay, oh look at their hair, they just freshly curled it, it looks nice. Alright, but do you know what you're getting yourself really into?
Exactly.
There's a lot of maintenance that you don't see. They have their nighttime routines up, yes, but see them in 2 weeks. Like, they're gonna be tired of the hairstyle most of the time.
It's not a low maintenance style that you can just like style the flat iron. Even if you get curly virgin hair, like that's like kind of high maintenance. But imagine curly synthetic hair, like that noise. You're gonna have to really maintain that. So so for crochet braids, there are various methods of doing it, such as having no leave out and using the knotless method in the front, or like her having a little bit of leave out in the front and blending it with the Kanekalon hair. So with the knotless method in particular, and just with crochet in general, you're not gonna do crochet and fill every single spot on your head, because if you did do that, then your crochet would be really full and it would just look like this. Like, you're gonna have spaces, especially in the back. Like, you're going to have spaces. So don't try to, like, you know, open up your hair and try to like do some style or something. Like, you can't just do that.
If your hair, I had versatile crochet in with the same synthetic hair beforehand. I would say it's a lot of maintenance when it comes to leave out, because you have your leave out in the middle, you have your leave out around the corner, and so it's a lot. And I'm natural in my like 4C, and if that humidity hits, it's gonna just shrivel up. But that's the only time when you have freedom really with crochet braids. You can part your hair in the middle, you can do little pigtails, you can put your hair up in a bun, you can have a half up, half down. But otherwise, don't have expectations that you're gonna be able to part your hair in the middle, go out like this, and have nobody check you on the fact that your knots are showing in the back.
Right.
You have to understand what you're getting yourself into, whether it's knotless, you know that your part is knotless. If it's knotless and you're able to flip, you can do that. But if it's just knotless in one part, don't try to really flip it to some other part, or else you don't really gonna work out.
Please understand, if you're stylists, if they put your hair in a certain way, leave it that way. Like, don't try to flip it, and don't try to be like, oh, my knots are showing now because you flipped it. Like, don't try to, like, just like right now, if I turn around, y'all, and I open up my hair, you won't see the knots. Like, if I try to flip it like this, try to do something weird, you won't see my knots. Simple. Just like tracks. Like, when you have weave, you're not going to be able to, you know, put it up in a ponytail like that, because your tracks are going to show.
So let's say you just came back from the pool, you know, you decided to go swim in your crochet braids for some strange reason, and you want to wash your hair. Should you wash your hair? No, 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 and no.
No.
Washing crochet braids is an absolute no. You're washing synthetic hair. That's just, it's a recipe for disaster.
I don't know. I guess some people claim that they do wash their crochet braids. Claim that they do wash their crochet braids.
I wouldn't risk it.
I would just, we wouldn't do it. Like, you know, y'all could,
you can do what you want to do. Yeah, if you want to try it out,
try to see what happens.
Go buy like a $1.99 pack, so you're not gonna lose too much if you want to try it out. But
but
don't waste your time. In my opinion.
Yeah. So
we've talked about all the precautions and maybe a little bit of the negatives of crochet braids. But what makes me still want to wear my crochet braids? It's a very good protective style. It's very breathable, light, at least for this hair. Light. How does it feel for your curly hair?
Yeah, it's really lightweight. I really like this hair. Like, it's really, really lightweight.
And what I love is that it really matches my hair texture. Like, neck alone, like my hair will not get straight no matter whether this is the straightest you're ever gonna see my hair. And even when it comes to textures like this, it blends very well with her edges. You know, all she left was her edges out, and it frames her face really nicely. So crochet is great for people who are like maybe transitioning or natural. You know, it's easy and you don't have to put too much heat on your hair. Yeah.
And also, I feel like crochet braids really does grow your hair. Like, I actually feel like oxygen reaching my scalp. And I'm really, really surprised that, you know, crochet braids is a very breathable style. It's like really lightweight on top of cornrows, so your hair can actually breathe. Normally, I love wearing my wigs. I love handmade wigs, you know, lace closures, all that. But with that, I feel like my hair isn't breathing as well as it is with crochet braids. So I've noticed a lot of growth with my hair with crochet braids. So that's one thing that I really, really love about crochet braids.
So how do you maintain the style? How do you keep it looking fresh as long as possible? Basically, it's pretty much all your nighttime maintenance routine. Now, as with your regular hair, you know, like, well, if you do, you sleep with a headscarf. With this hair, doesn't mean you can just free willy it and try to sleep, you know, anyhow. You gotta get your headscarf. For this, I detangle it before I go to sleep. I detangle it and I braid it in sections.
Yeah, also the pineapple method, it's like a way of tying up your hair. There are like plenty of YouTube tutorials on the pineapple method, so it's pretty much just like taking a large scarf, putting your head up like that, tying it, putting your head back, and then just like tying it so your hair is like kind of like, it stays in place pretty much when you're like sleeping, so it's not like you're like, you know,
it's all up here. It's called the pineapple method.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when you move it around, your scarf is protecting this part of your hair. It's also protecting the curls, because if you put it underneath the scarf like you can with this, it'll probably get flattened and like all like this when you want it to be voluminous and bouncy and curly.
And speaking of hair, let's talk about how to choose what hair works for you in crochet braids. Now, this is Marley hair, and Marley hair, some people choose to just like get just Marley hair crocheted, you know, without curling it. And that actually lasts pretty long, because Marley hair already looks like frizzy, so you know, that actually lasts pretty long. You still have to maintain it like we said, but you know, it still looks pretty much the same after like 2 weeks, just more tangled and stuff. You just have to keep taking care of it. Now when you curl it, honestly, let me be completely honest, like when you curl Marley hair, you perm rod it, put it in hot water, it looks good for the first couple days, but the curls, like you have to re-dip it back in hot water. Like honestly, a week after, you gotta re-dip it back in hot water.
I really, really wanted to get this style, but I thought about it and like, I'm not really the type of person that every week I'm gonna have to spend 2 to 3 hours to roll my hair, dip it in hot water. So think about your lifestyle. Think about like, it's gonna look cute, but are you willing to put in the time to recurl after every week and a half? 2 weeks is a stretch, but 2 weeks if you're into like the looser curl look.
Right, like this hair is like kinky texture, the one I currently have on right now, but it actually came pre-curled, and it is, you know, I probably should recurl it at this point, but I don't feel like it, so I'm just gonna take it out like maybe in a week's time. It's not that deep to me. Like the hair is like $10. It's like not that deep.
We're just warning you, like it's gonna be a time investment if you're into like the flexi rotted look or the perm rotted look. That's very high maintenance.
And one thing, when you're working with freetress hair or any type of like silky textured hair, when you're crocheting it on, like it's gonna be more of a struggle to work with than kinkier textured hair. You have to like loop it 6 times, and even still the loop might, you know, act up a little bit. So you have to, you know, try to pick it in small pieces. And also with those kind of hairs, like sometimes depending on what kind of hair you get, the hair does not really come like separated. They come in like big chunks. And sometimes to separate those big chunks, it gets tangled. Like it will get tangled on the spots. Like, so you really have to make sure you know, are wary of what kind of hair you're choosing.
Yeah, because think about it. Freetress is like a silkier, typically a silkier type of hair, but it has more capability to slip. The knots will slip easier.
Yeah.
If you have
it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's
inevitable. Like you can't avoid
eventually.
it. Like you can't avoid it. Like you just can't.
Even if you want like more knots, it's still not really gonna make a difference unless you want like your knots so that your hair is gonna be like this tall.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't have too many knots or your hair is gonna be like really this big. So with that kind of hair, it's gonna be knotted more. It's gonna be more prone to slippage. So don't be like brushing extra hard.
Yeah, don't
brush
try to
extra
like
hard.
pull your hair like so hard and manipulate it, because freetress will slip out. Like it will definitely slip out. Don't be like, oh, my hair slipped. Don't brush it. Don't pull it. Don't manipulate it like that. Like don't do it.
With Marley and Kanekalon, it's easier because the hair is more coarse. The friction against like the when it comes to the knots it gives it more stability because of the type of texture that it is.
Right. So now for the big question: how long do crochet braids last?
It honestly depends on your style. It depends on how you manage your own hair, how you take care of your hair, the type of hair you use. Based on my actual past experience, I had another crochet style before I had this one in, same hair, just a versatile. It lasted me about a month before I started to get irritated, and I got irritated because it started to get too tangled to the point where if I brushed it, maybe 3 hours later it would start to get tangled again. For her curly hair, how much did it last?
Well, I mean, I still have it in right now. In the past, I've had freetress Brazilian braid. I kept that in for a month, surprisingly, and I was getting irritated by week 2, week 3. I was getting irritated because I just had to keep trimming it and trimming it and trimming it. By week 4, it was this length, y'all. Like before, it was like here, you know. So that's just something to expect. Like it's just gonna happen. $5 hair, like, and you know the tangling. It got thinner, obviously, shed a lot, like towards week 3, week 4, and like really research the kind of hair you're gonna get. Also, the hairs that last really long are the pre-twisted crochet braids. Like I'm sure you guys have seen the Havana Mambo twist, the Senegalese twist, the fox locks. Those like faux locks, whatever, same difference or whatever. But you know, box braids, crochet, those definitely last a long time. But those last a long time because you're not actually manipulating hair. It's just there. It's just like you just got regular twists. People that I've done their hair lasted like 2 months, 3 months. So yeah.
I would say if you're not ready to make the investment, definitely go for this. This is probably like maybe $20-$25 because I used the Afro Natural hair. So it was a little bit more expensive than your regular Kanekalon hair. So this is probably like $25-$30 compared to the almost $350 I spent for Kinky Curly Yaki.
Let me say that again. You will not be able to run your fingers through it. Like you're not gonna be. Look at this. Look at this. Look, y'all. Like this is. You're not. Look, it's getting tangled on a spot. You're not gonna be able to flip your hair and run your fingers through it. So pretty much with that being said, like I love crochet braids. It's like an easy protective style to get, a great in-between style that really grows my hair the most compared to other hairstyles.
And it's very cost effective. Now all we're saying is don't be fooled.
Yeah, do not be fooled. Like don't see people, you know, talking about some 2 months later, you know, right now you'll probably see the camera like it's not that bad, but come close,
come
you know.
closer, you
come closer, you know, yeah. Like
any changes, you don't see the secrets.
Exactly. Don't be fooled. Like don't see these people talking about some 5 months later, 1 year later.
I know, 1 year later, my crochet braids still looking fine.
Right? Like, no. Let's be real. Like, some of y'all just do y'all crochet braids and take it out the next day. Like, come on now, y'all.
Yeah, so basically, like, maybe, so, like, from 3 to 6 weeks, I would say. Try, like, 3 to 6 weeks is probably your ideal range that people keep their crochet braids
3 to 6
in.
weeks.
So don't expect anything more
than 6 weeks, yeah.
And I mean, you could
expect less.
You can
want to.
Yeah. So yeah,
3 to 6 weeks, depending on the hair, depending on how you take care of it.
Yeah.
You take the wheel with crochet braids.
Yeah, you take your own wheel. You know, just be aware of the precautions, be aware of the maintenance.
And yeah, it's so easy to just see people and be like, oh my god, this looks so nice, let me get some crochet braids,
and then you find yourself crying
kind of like
2 a.m. in the morning Sunday.
It's not what I thought it was gonna be.
Like Monday morning 4 a.m. you're still crying over your hair trying to curl it, like
right.
All right,
but yeah, you guys, so again, you know, again, we highly recommend this style, but all we're saying is that be prepared and don't be fooled. Be prepared to take care of it. If you're not up for taking care of the hairstyle, or you know, if you really want it to last long but you're not up for taking care of it, then we just don't get it. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna be uploading more videos weekly, so stay tuned. And don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, like. If you have any more questions, feel free to comment down below and we will respond to your comments. And yeah, bye guys.
Bye.